We're going to read today's Murli, which is of 21st January 1980. The method to reveal the Father. Today, Bapdada is seeing the practical embodiments of God's knowledge. He is seeing the double form of the children. One form is of you children who are Maya-proof, and the other form is the proof of your elevated life, your Brahman life, your highest on high alokik life, your godly life. The proof of this elevated knowledge is your elevated life. So Baba was seeing the double proof children. By constantly considering yourself to be a practical example of proof of godly knowledge, you will constantly remain Maya proof. If there is any weakness in the visible example, then no one you challenge would accept that this is God's knowledge. Because in today's age of science, people want to see the practical examples of proof before they believe it. They do not believe it just by hearing or being told about it. In order to have the faith that this is God's knowledge, they want to see the practical proof. The practical proof is the life of all of you. Your life should be able to reveal the speciality that none of the great or wise souls have been able to show or create in their own life up to now. Things that were impossible have been made possible by you, practical examples of God's knowledge. The greatest impossibility that you have made practical is to live at home together and yet remain totally beyond through your attitude. To live together at home and yet remain beyond your body and bodily relations. To remain beyond your own attitude means to remain detached from your past household pravruti, but having an attitude that is beyond parvruti. Whilst you see the body, you are only aware of the soul. Whilst coming into contact with your physical relations, you maintain a brotherly relationship. It means whilst having to look at the things of this old world through the eyes of your old body, you do not see anything. Those who live in their household in this way, that is, those who lead a completely pure life, are said to be the proof of God's knowledge. Whereas even Mahatmas believe that this is impossible, those who are following this knowledge given by God experience this to be very easy. They say that it is impossible, whereas you say that it's very easy. You don't just say this, but you do this in practice and become an example for the world. Even now, the first and second numbered beads of the rosary of the devotees feel that it is extremely difficult to attain God. They wonder whether they will attain God even after many births. They don't think that even this can definitely happen. They consider a vision of 1 second to be a great attainment. They consider it impossible for God to belong to them in a practical way, or for God to make them belong to Him. They say that this is practically impossible and become disheartened. However, none of you think of this as being impossible. But you all sit at home and claim your rights as you do every kalpa. They believe it is impossible to meet God, whereas you consider it to be your right to meet God. A life in which you have all rights is a life that is full of all treasures given by God. This life that you actually experience is a special example and proof of God's knowledge. To say God means to say Father, and the proof of a relationship with a Father is an inheritance. The relationship between you great and enlightened souls is one of brothers. Those people have no relationship with the Father and therefore have no inheritance. You great and enlightened souls are brothers. You are not the Father. This is why, even though they are searching for their imperishable inheritance, they are unable to attain it. Your life, in which you attain this inheritance, easily proves that this is God's knowledge. This imperishable knowledge and the experienced life of attainment can reveal God. Therefore, you are special examples. Do you have the determination to reveal the Father in the new year? All of you have this determination, do you not? So the way to reveal the Father is to become the double proof. So check yourself to see whether the practical proof of your purity and attainment is imperishable. Limited souls are only able to give limited attainments, whereas the eternal Father gives an imperishable attainment. A meeting with God and the speciality of God's knowledge is imperishable. So you are imperishable, are you not? Although you say that you are effort makers, the speciality of attaining from God is that as soon as you make effort, you receive the reward of that in practice. It is not that your confluence-aged life alone is your life of making effort and that your golden age life is your life of experiencing the reward. The speciality of the confluence age is that when you take one step, you receive a reward of 1,000 steps. In no other age do you have the fortune of receiving multi-million-fold return of one. This line of your fortune is drawn by Baba, the bestower of fortune himself, through Father Brahma. This is why Brahma is also known as the bestower of fortune. You experience making effort and receiving the reward simultaneously. In fact, to attain the Father at this time is a far greater reward than that of the Golden Age. The reward you receive at the present time is to have all your relationships directly with God, whereas that future reward is to have your relationships with deity souls. You do understand the difference, do you not? You have also been told the difference between your present attainment and your future attainment. Do you take every step whilst considering yourself to be someone with an elevated reward, not just someone who's simply making effort? Simply to say that you are an effort maker means to become careless and thus deprive yourself of your reward and attainment. Constantly remain aware of your reward in front of you. By remaining aware of your reward, your stage will easily ascend. You should definitely, constantly remain embodiments of the awareness of the specialities of the confluence age, and you are thereby become special souls. While moving along, some children find this path to be difficult. Sometimes they feel it is easy, and at other times they feel it is difficult. Sometimes they dance in happiness, and at other times they feel hopeless and just sit down. Sometimes they sing praise of the Father, And at other times, they just sing why and what. Sometimes they turn the beads of the rosary of pure thoughts and the attainment of all treasures. And at other times, when influenced by the storms of waste thoughts, they turn the beads of the rosary of it is difficult. It's difficult. What is the reason for this? They consider themselves to be simply effort makers and forget the reward. They still keep in front of themselves the things they should have left behind, and they still leave behind the things they should have taken with them. You have to put the things you have to renounce behind you and keep the things you have to take in front of you. You would never step backwards, and when you take something, you would always step forward. To remain aware of taking means to remain present in front of the Father. Instead of renouncing the praise, you sing is far louder. I have done this. I am doing this. I am going to do this. You think far more about all that than of what you're receiving or what reward you're creating for yourself. This is why the weight of all your waste thoughts becomes much heavier than the weight of your pure thoughts. Then instead of your stage ascending, you are automatically brought down by that burden and your stage descends. You then forget how to sing the song, I have attained everything I wanted to attain. When you forget the song, you start to choke in many various ways. When you continue to sing that song, your choking and dozing will both stop. The worldly songs keep you awake, do they not? Therefore, continue to sing this imperishable song. I have attained everything I wanted to attain, and dance in the intoxication of your attainment. Stop choking and dozing and continue to sing and dance. Those who are double proof are the double examples will reveal the Father. The way to reveal the Father is to become a living mobile museum of the practical proof and a mobile projector. Become a live exhibition for good character development. There can be many such exhibitions and museums at many different places. Then there will be less expenditure and great result of service. You yourself should become the exhibition as well as the guide. Nowadays, people have mobile libraries and exhibitions. If all of you Brahmins were to become the mobile exhibitions and museums, revelation would very soon take place. Do you understand? This year, so many moving mobile exhibitions and projectors should travel everywhere in the world that they will become economical advertisements. You will not have to spend anything, but people will come forward to meet your expenses. Then instead of incurring expense, you will receive a reward. Gujarat is very large. Its population is large in any case. Now become big in a practical way and show everyone. The land of Gujarat is fertile. Powerful swords are seen where the land is fertile. Powerful seeds mean seeds of air quality souls. Therefore, sow the seeds of air quality souls and let the fruit emerge. Fruit bearing land means land that gives the highest quality fruit. The quantity is very good. You also have quality, but there should now be much more quality. Each quality soul has to give the proof of creating an air. Such souls can easily emerge in Gujarat. The quantity has increased, and so do the airs have become hidden. Now reveal them. Do you all from Gujarat understand what you have to do? Others will bring souls into contact, but you should enable souls to forge a relationship, and you will become number one. You have been told the plan for this year. Up to now, you have been busy in increasing the numbers. When the variety tree grows, its seed disappears, but at the end, you are left with the seeds again. You have become busy with the increasing quantity. Now, once again, let the seeds, that is the air quality souls, emerge. Whatever you did at the beginning, you now have to do that again. To those who constantly dance in happiness and sing songs of their attainment, to those who experience the practical reward of what they do, to those who make themselves into practical examples and thereby reveal the Father, to the elevated souls who are double proof, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And in the Bap Dada's meeting groups, your aim in this Brahmin life is to change from an ordinary human being into Lakshmi or Narayan. So do you constantly remain aware of your future deity image with all the divine virtues? You should never forget your aim. Do you constantly remain aware of your image, of the embodiment of all divine virtues? The image shown of Lakshmi is of the goddess of wealth, and the image shown of Narayan is Lord of the kingdom. Lakshmi is called the goddess of wealth, not physical wealth, but the goddess of the wealth of knowledge. All of you are also goddesses of wealth, are you not? A goddess of wealth would be constantly full of all treasures. What has each of you been receiving as your birthright from the moment that you took birth as a Brahmin? You have been receiving the treasures of knowledge and powers. So do you keep what is rightfully yours with you, or do you keep it in the bank? If you keep it in the bank, you do not experience happiness. To keep your jewels in the bank means not to use them, but to put them away. The more you use them, the greater the happiness you will experience. There is no danger in keeping these jewels with you, since you have to become great donors and bestowers of blessings. How can you keep them in a locker? Therefore, every day examine the jewels you have received and use them for yourself and others. To be a great donor means to be constantly donating. To do this one day, but not again until a month later, is not called being a great donor. To be a great donor means to be constantly donating. It means to be constantly overflowing, just as Baba's treasure store continues to overflow. It means to be constantly overflowing, just as Baba's treasure store continues to overflow. I repeated this sentence for you to visualize. He gives you treasures every day. So it is you children's duty to give treasures to others every day also. When you keep this treasure store open, thieves will not enter. But if you keep it closed, thieves will break in. The greater the number of locks that are created, the greater the number of thieves there will be. Previously, when there weren't that many thieves, your treasures used to remain unlocked. So your treasure store should remain constantly open. Put a full stop to everything that has happened up to now. Do not think about what happened in the past. This is known as making intense effort. When you think of the past, you waste your time, energy, and thoughts. There is now no longer any time to waste anything. If you waste 2 moments or even 2 seconds of the confluence age, then you have wasted many years. Do you know the value of the confluence age? How many years is 1 second of the confluence age equal to? So you wouldn't have wasted just 1 or 2 seconds, but many years. Therefore, now put a full stop. Those who know how to put a full stop will remain constantly full. And we have some more. Should I stop here, sister?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so let's stop here. This is a very beautiful Murli with many beautiful points. The method to reveal the Father. So let's reflect on this for a few minutes, and then we can share our thoughts, our takeaways, and our learnings. So anyone would like to start sharing their thoughts? I can see in the chat box, Sister Geja has written the double form, which is the double proof. That I am the practical example, the proof of the godly knowledge. Practical proof of our lives is we make the impossible possible, and to remain beyond our attitude, parvrati. Parvruti. Thank you, sister, for sharing.
Om Shanti. This
Om Shanti.
Panathaso Paliya, sister. This is full of intoxication, and the uh, the more a soul experiences this, then automatically it's like Bap Saman, because all attainments, all experiences are there, and it's only up to us how much of that we are experiencing and how much intoxication we have. One is that Panathaso Palya, and second is and that will sheer bring us in singing, dancing, and that's what is a Chalta Firta Museum Pradarshni, that moving exhibition of what does it mean to be a godlike, always giving to others through, and that's the service through our virtues, and that's the attention which we need to give. Uh, That's a takeaway from this Murli. Second is the two concepts, purity, and second is the attainments. How much of that we have, that's each one of us has got that introspection, that how pure thoughts we have. Are they godlike, considering every soul to be the brotherly soul? So that is also a takeaway, and these two aspects are very, very significant aspects in reflecting God's virtues through our face, through our every act uh, in the entire day. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother. Yes, very nice takeaways. This is the longish Murli, so there were subtle points and clear points as well. So anybody else would like to add some new takeaways as well? Om Shanti.
Yeah. So yeah, very nice. So Baba would like to see us double proof. Yeah, I hope I mentioned purity and attainments, imperishable attainment. So when it comes to purity, Baba says, complete a pure life, right? That is what will reveal the proof of God's knowledge, right? And we have the Mahatmas and all saying that this is all impossible, and that's when Baba comes and then make all this happen in a practical way. And Baba also highlighted that the mobile museum, living mobile museum, so it will be the practical proof, and or the mobile projector where this all will be seen, right? And others will be seen and understood how this is all works together. And Baba also touched upon, while moving along, right? This is a journey, and then we all start living in this life, right? And on the journey, sometimes children feel it's difficult, it's impossible. We can't attain. A lot of questions comes. It's very difficult, so on and so forth. And so Baba says the reason for that is we are not putting the reward in front of us. So we are forgetting what we are getting out of all this. So, so Baba would like to see us putting all that reward in front of us, so that we will be able to maintain that zeal and enthusiasm constantly and move forward. Yeah, so that's the takeaway for me. Thank you, Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Very nicely explained. And in fact, yes, Baba is sharing that we are wondering in our spiritual journey, why haven't I achieved this so far? And it is so difficult, so challenging. And we keep thinking of ourselves as effort makers, which in the ideal world, he's telling us in the Murlis that you should actually think about what all you have received already. And that makes you stronger and more powerful. And you think that I have attained everything I wanted to attain. And use that positive affirmation to continue with your spiritual path, was the takeaway linked to what both of you just said. Anybody else would like to share, please?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
तेरे एक बूंद से प्यासे हम. I just remember that song and that too प्यार का सागर है. And I often used to think, why should I just taste only a drop? Why not the ocean? I think that even though that song was one of my favorite, I never could just think, why should I only? Because what I'm just going to do with a drop? I need the ocean. I need a dip in the ocean. I need to really, and for that, I need to really dip myself and be part of the ocean. That's what I think in this Murli I liked over here, where Baba has said they consider a vision of once again to be great in attainment. I say, no, Baba, for me, 1 second is not. I need you as a right. You are mine. I belong to you and you belong to me. So this thing which was thought as said to be very impossible, a thing of a deep effort in those ages, where really you have to live a kind of such a big elevated life. Now it's something as if it's just handed over to me. That is, I find the word Bhagwan has been substituted by the word Bap, Father. I like that more. Of course, Bhagwan is nice. It gives you an elevated feeling. But the word Bap, Father, gives you like something which is just yours and yours. So that proof is which is emphasized over here is what I like. So even though Baba has couched in his Murli with so many doubles, double example, double proof, double form, he also says there has to be one double determination. And for that, as that song was mentioned, that means I have to be double contented. What is there still left? Are I have to found the ocean. What you're going to the drops. I think this is the intoxication which one should have within to so that if my heart is torn open, God is revealed through me. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. You gave a good example of that popular song, Teri Ek Boond Ke Pyase Hum. And while you were talking, the reflection was coming to my mind. When you begin with saying that, Ke Teri Ek Boond Ke Pyase Hai Hum, you have taken that one step in this confluence age, connecting it to this only, towards Baba. And in the confluence age, he takes 1,000 steps towards you already. And when that journey begins, there is a time, going back by the Murli line, I have attained everything I wanted to attain. There is a stage in your spiritual journey where there's no difference between the boond and the ocean and you. You are the ocean because you're completely merged with Baba. So there is no difference left. It is you and it is Baba, and you're together. That is my reflection while you were talking. So thank you for that sharing. Anyone else would like to add anything?
Not only that, Happy Ben, when I mentioned that song, if you just see Tere Ek Bund Se Pyase Hum. See, the word is thirst. So that means, hello, God, I'm not just going to be happy, it's going to be more thirsty. You know, whenever you are thirsty, some just feel by drinking water, it's okay, fine. But no, it is something else also one looks forward. So the word pyase is saying, hello, I'm not going to be happy with that. It's the thirst, thirst, thirst. That is why that sentence I said, it's that urge to just go deeper and deeper, not just the drop.
Right. Also, Baba is putting some emphasis on not to think that we are making too much effort, but rather focus more on what we have already achieved. And that will automatically happen, the effort. Also, for me personally, I also like this line where he says, you don't have to only wait for the golden age to receive the reward. The best part about the confluence age is that you're receiving the award now and here. I've always believed that somewhere in the bottom of my heart. I don't have to wait for golden ages. It's here, it's now. This is the advantage of being there in the confluence age. And you've taken that one step towards Baba, and he has already taken 1,000 steps towards you, and you're already in this beautiful, wonderful space of learning, a beautiful journey where you've attained everything that you wanted to attain. So instead of only looking at what you did not receive, we have to keep reflecting on what all we have already received. And through our lives and through our experiences, we can reveal the Father. Just by being pure, being loving, being exactly how Baba wants us to be, an embodiment of himself.
Harpreet Ben, okay, you spoke about the effort, that I should not think myself as an effort maker. And Baba also says, if you just say I'm an effort maker, it's careless. But you see, Baba often emphasizes in all the Sakar or Abhyakt Murlis, मैं एक तीव्र पुरुषार्थी हूँ. That's the kind of thought he actually grounds in my thing, because I feel if I use the word Tibra Purusharthi, I will never give up. I'll never say die. I will just keep moving forward and forward. I take the positive aspect also of considering myself as an intense effort maker. I just wanted to add that when you spoke about that. But that one thing which Baba has spoken over there is, see, that is such a nice, he has given the difference between a museum and a projector. So I can see, if I just think myself as a museum, I'm like a building built by some Birlas and Tatas, I'm over there. But nobody is going to come and see me. So for that, I have to also keep a projector over there, show the building out to the world in the form of light. So that's a beautiful service point which Baba has given, that I am a mobile museum and a mobile projector. See, just not museum, mobile museum, walking, talking, moving about, and a mobile projector, able to give out what I am inside. That's also a beautiful service point and self-checking point.
Yeah. Yes, because what you're saying is connected to the line in the Murli that the speciality of this confluence age is making effort and receiving the reward simultaneously. So it's not that we are not going to be making the effort or we shouldn't be finding ways to do it better and to make our intense effort even stronger. But it is the focus, the thought that should come naturally. When you keep thinking that I have already attained so much, thank you, Baba, now I'm doing better at this. Thank you, Baba, now I'm already here. The effort comes naturally. You don't have to think, oh, it's so difficult. Now, how will I do this? How will I project? This is my takeaway in this. Because the more you think you have already received, the effort is just flowing in without your realizing it's an effort. Is, I think, what Baba is trying to say in this Murli. The more you feel connected and the more as you move around, as you talk, that connection is reflected in what you do, how you say, how you live your life, you become better and better and you receive more. And the more you focus on what you're receiving, the effort is naturally going to become even better. It's a circle. So, in fact, Baba in this Murli is saying simply to say that you are an effort maker means to become careless and thus deprive yourself of your reward and attainment. I mean, he's saying it so clearly here. So by remaining aware of your reward, you will easily experience the ascending stage. Yeah, this pause is actually good. Everybody is reflecting.
It's carrying on.
Okay, anybody else likes to add anything to this? He's also saying, no, that You think far more about all of that than of what you are receiving or what you reward yourself, you're creating for yourself. This is why the weight of all your waste becomes much heavier than the weight of pure thoughts. And therefore, then he also is linking it to the singing and dancing and being joyful and sing the song, I've attained everything I wanted to attain. When you forget this one song, you start to choke in many different ways. For me, actually, this was my very important takeaway while reading this Murli. And this line, I've written it in my diary. I'm going to keep repeating it. I have attained everything I wanted to attain.
Harpreet sister, I just want you to give us an example. You know, Baba has given a marketing strategy over here. He has spoken about economical advertisements. It really hit me. You know, nowadays advertisements are the most costly, and we don't know what is the return. That's the biggest business going around, what we call it as advertisement. But just as I've said, this mobile museum and mobile projector, economical advertisement, it's a marketing strategy. Because otherwise, see, I still remember I had an example of a senior brother who said it was in Tamil Nadu. They had a very big exhibition, it seems, in the month of March. A very big exhibition. And he's saying at the end of that exhibition, only one soul emerged. One soul emerged. So I was just relating to the expense and the thing. So that example I could really think about when I saw this marketing strategy of Baba, economical advertisement. Isn't it a little bit interesting to realize this?
Yes, of course. I agree with you. What he's, I think, saying is that if you have it at a fixed location and with so much of decoration and time spent, it can be pretty expensive. And yet the impact will be that unless people come there, nobody will know. Whereas in the mobile, it's cheaper, expense-wise, you can travel and you are still reaching out to many more people. But I think in today's world, I think technology is already doing this. Like what we are doing right now on the Zoom. Like we are actually advertising through messages, through televisions, through this and that. And we are doing a lot without really spending anything. And yet we are doing our duty of spreading the message. I don't know. That's the thought. Anybody else may have a different takeaway on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think here what Papa meant is the obeying. When we all become mobile exhibitions, right? So we're going to exhibit our developed character, which is actually gift of God. And when we go out interacting with people, and they're going to wonder, because this is a Kali Yuga world, right? So Kali Yuga means they all are thorns. So you're going to see thorns all around. So thorns, bricks, right? So the rights of Kali Yuga is to bricks one another. So in this world, someone with a very sweet and godly, divine characters, right? So people are going to really notice that, right? So when this sort of a sweet character comes out, right, or developed character comes out, so people are going to notice that, right? And that's really going to be the best marketing strategy through which Baba will be revealed. So that's why Baba says there is no expense here, right? So we can be economical here. And so recently I was attending 1 month back. I attended a bhakti, so one brother had come from Maharashtra, was taking the bhakti. He is into knowledge for the past 40 years. Some be by, maybe some of you might know. So he was saying that he has not taken the 7 days course, and he was inspired to come to the knowledge because one of his friend um, came to this knowledge and he started adopting the godly maryadas, and his dharmas were very strong. And this person was watching all that, and he found it very good, and he started following, and and he started reading some books, and slowly he started following most of the things that the other as his friend did, and slowly he became a beacon. And he was saying that he was inspired by the kind of strong dharana that he had and knowledge. He was an embodiment of so many good dharanas, and it was literally used to inspire him. And that was something he has not seen in his whole life. He was one who traveled most of the places. He was not seen any sort of that sort of a divine character in any other person. So, and that too, he knew this person in the childhood. He was different, and after coming to knowledge, the change that he demonstrated was very impressive, and that made this person to come into knowledge. So that really connect with this line, I guess, that his friend became a practical exhibition or a practical example, right, for for some people to come into knowledge. So similarly, Baba is expecting each one of us. We have to become an embodiment of knowledge. We have to become divine character, built of who can exhibit God's divine powers, right, or divinity through our behavior and interaction with others. Then, right, there is no expense. We don't need to spend any money, right, to set up any exhibition or anything. So people will start coming. They'll be inspired. Also.
Yes, very nicely explained, brother. People do get inspired from just observing other people, and even when I reflect on my own journey, I was inspired by so many people. And the spiritual elevation that those people had is a natural inspiration. And sometimes just observing and being with the right people. In fact, in our Sukhmani Sahib ka part, there is a line which is talking about Sadh Sang, and even in the older Hindu texts, you find if you remain with the right kind of people, you actually have a very high probability of advancing spiritually very quickly, because you're surrounded with people who are like these mobile projectors. They're all projecting different good qualities, and so being with the right kind of people is a great strength. Even if they're not really making an attempt to influence you, they are influencing you. So it's important to choose whom you're with, whom you spend your time with. Any other takeaway? To remain aware of taking means to remain present in front of the Father. Is also an important part of the Murli. One personal sharing also, like this sentence, I have attained everything I wanted to attain. I have seen that sometimes a doubt comes to your mind, or lack of clarity in something you're trying to understand of a spiritual nature. Many times I'll just leave it to Baba and say, now, I know you'll share this knowledge with me. What is the real meaning of this? Because somewhere deeply in your inner conscience, you had this question or you had this doubt or you're saying, no, I don't think I agree with this. And when you get that affirmation with Baba saying that I have attained everything, I know I'm going to understand this. I have this knowledge. I know Baba is going to share it with me. And yes, you do get that answer. This is also I've experienced. So the same technique actually can be used to get all your answers. I'm happy I'm reading this, Murli. Thank you, Baba.
Sister, I know time is over, but I'm still there. I think being, I was a marketing and a commerce head. So I'm still, I'm still in that advertisement only. I love that. You know why? See, where do people generally watch advertisements when it's there? Suppose I'm maybe with an IPL match or maybe with an event. Otherwise, I don't think no one switches on the TV just to watch an advertisement. So even that strategy, which I use, I have to find what event should be there where I go and advertise myself. I think that's a good service point, as the brother was also sharing about an event where you go and there you project yourself. I think that deeper meaning of advertisement also I like. So I don't need a lintas, as I've said, or I don't need an auxiliary method to project me. I have to find out, search, where are the events. And there I think if I just stand there as a living, mobile, moving light, I think that attraction. I also was just visualizing on that same thing, advertisement.
Yes, you're right. And especially Baba has blessed all of us with some kind of worldly duties which allow us to participate in events and where we are in conferences, where we have to speak. I know that we can all use that opportunity to share the messages of purity, of knowledge, of spirituality, of divinity. And you're addressing a large gathering, and many of them listen to you. And you can see from their faces that many of them are curious to talk to you later. And I have had this personal question many times asked to me that, we expect the ladies in white and we expect the ladies and the men and brothers and sisters who have surrendered to speak all these things. But you're just a normal person, and what all you're speaking is so different. And how are you doing it with leading this career that you're leading? And I realized that people still have this thing in their mind that you have to be, totally surrendered to be being completely with Baba. And I think that is like a mobile projection because you're projecting to the people that is just not required. You can do it in whichever way you are comfortable. If you wish to surrender, that's great. If you don't wish to in your regular life, that's also great. And I think for me, when you're asking this question, because I'm just reflecting with what I can relate to, right? So this is also a mobile projection. Because the more you conduct yourself in a manner which is pure, and people see it, that you're doing it with your regular worldly duties, you are influencing them without your realizing. You are projecting Baba's message and you are being Baba's instrument, is the way I would look at this. You don't need a lintas for this. You just need real life and honesty and truth reflecting on your face when you speak. And I think in a subtle way, you are influencing.
Sister, you always inspire me to really do. Just one sentence I would say. In 1993, I remember years before when I had just taken the Gyan, I was just sent out by my school for a speech competition. There were so many good orators, but just to fill in the gap they sent. And I still remember only one word I said, because so many people were sharing so many knowledge. I didn't have all that time. I just said, friends, I found God. Friends, I found God. Just that one. And I remember the example. I was first a third runner-up, and then I got the first. I still shared that picture with me. I think, yes, events and your true thing from the heart matters a lot to reach the hearts of the people. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you for that sharing. And I think we are running out of time now. So I'm going to stay.
Just one quick announcement before we move on to meditation. So tomorrow is Sunday, so it's a buffer day. So we will be having Murli Manthan session conducted by Gokul Pai. Murli dated 16 Jan 1980. 16th Jan 1980. So request our Brahmin divine family to attend the session tomorrow at 5 a.m. Om Shanti. Over to you, sister, for meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Okay, so beautiful, Murli. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, divine family. As we are doing this, Murli, and as we are now completely relaxed, so happy, so joyful, my heart is singing from inside with the divine message that Baba has shared with us today. I have attained everything I wanted to attain. This beautiful line, see it manifesting in your mind, body, and soul. I have attained everything that I wanted to attain. Baba has blessed me with everything that I didn't even dream of. My soul, the point of light in the center of my forehead, is glowing with radiance, with the direct connection to Baba. And as I glow in that knowledge, now and here, in this confluence age, I attain everything. I'm not going to wait for the golden age. It's now and here, in the confluence age, as Baba has already given me the blessings of all the ages put together. My soul is glowing with this awareness. I have attained everything I wanted to attain. So have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Let's keep repeating this line in our heart, mind, and soul throughout the day. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harpreet sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that, have a blissful day.